turning it upfield. Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame. I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the hole?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Sugar! Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Hey, Alabama.
Another try after the first down sack. Brady, this taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On the crossing route, complete. That's Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Brady's throw into the hands of Harry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a carry for Lindsey. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
This will be caught by Brown. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
Brady's got his guys 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
You got tight right there. Hey, one set. Check right, 54. Check it, reload.
On the counter, Lindsey, and they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs, and let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Brashad Perriman there to make the grab. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
From the 27, Darnold, he's got Herndon, his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold nowhere to escape, and he goes down. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
61, match box, flight.
Play action, now it's Brady. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Cyprien. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Looking back to the air on 2nd down, it's Brady. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and the return stops at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. To try again after the sack. Darnold. Now the pressure gets to him again. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Now it's Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So we've reached halftime here. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Brady now on 1st down.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted.
And it'll be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. On 2nd and 12, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shane Ray, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here. Just trying.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Shane Ray in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Lindsey. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Brady. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Brashad Perriman, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Gostkowski, the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On 1st and 10, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ezekiel Ansah. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. And he's going to go down again. Ziggy Ansah able to record his 5th sack of the season. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. It was a solid check down there with pressure coming, wasn't it?
It was, because you're trying to go through your progression, and when you have that type of pressure in your face, it changes what you're doing and how fast you have to do your reads, and able to come back and find him in open space. That's a really nice play.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes. In the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam.
And the ball is knocked out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter.
Move. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Jets on third down. Just one conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This time it's 3rd and 3. Under pressure now. Darnold, and he goes down. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback?
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Shane Ray, and the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he can do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs. Well, now this pass brought in by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. On 1st down, it's Lindsey. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady going to throw. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. Now the ball comes loose. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Darnold. And this one caught by Cameron Brain. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. With it is Brown. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Hey, box drop, box, check it, reload.
To throw, it's Brady. Got a man, it's Brown. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Jakeem Grant there to make the grab. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. The New York set to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They try again with Cohen. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. On 1st down, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
That one goes for 30 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Hey, exit.
Brady going to throw here and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. One last throw down for Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about